I'd like to welcome the 2023 Genesis Invitational Champion, Jon Rahm. A little short of breath here, but it's a bit of a hike up that hill. Jon, congratulations, your third win this season, 10th on tour. It's just an incredible run that you're having. Number one in the world, number one in the FedEx Cup. How do you keep this momentum rolling? This train is amazing.
I guess I just keep doing what I've been doing. I've been obviously doing a lot of the things I needed to do properly every single day, and that's the important thing, right? Is keeping that daily process as good as I have been, right? Obviously, I've been extremely disciplined my whole career, but right now I'm seeing the dividends of a lot of that hard work over the years, right? So it's just keep doing the small things and keep enjoying and having fun. Obviously, when you're playing good, it's really fun, and when you're winning tournaments, it's extremely fun. But gotta enjoy the tough moments as well. So try to take it all in, and like I said, just keep doing the little things properly every day, and hopefully keep putting myself in position to win.
This was an exciting final round, particularly between you and Max, and there was a lot of moments where it fluctuated. That shot on 16 was amazing, but was there anything before that that stood out to you that kind of made you feel like this is going to be your Sunday?
I mean, I think everybody's head was at very different spots during the day, right? If you tell me on the 9th tee, after that tee shot, that I was going to be one back on 13 tee, I wouldn't believe you, because I was feeling that good, right? But it's golf, and this golf course especially, this golf course can get you. So I think I'm just more proud of myself of kind of resetting when things got difficult. On that 13th tee, hitting a bad tee shot, and just kind of resetting and knowing that if I were to somehow save par there and finish the last 5 under par, I was most likely going to be a champion. And got a couple of really good moments there. That putt on 14 was huge, a great par putt on 15, and that shot on 16, obviously, right? I could pick either one of those moments, but if I had to choose one, it'll be the 6-iron I hit from the left side on 13. That putting that ball in the green was important, and 2 putting that as well.
Yep. It's really hard to see up here, so raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you, and we'll start with Adam over here on the left.
Hey, Jon, I heard you mention in one of your post-round interviews over there that you felt nervous last night. Can you tell me a little bit about that feeling and what your kids did to kind of maybe make that go away?
Well, of course we feel nervous. I'm a human being after all, and I'm aware of the magnitude of this moment in this golf course, right? I've never had 3 PGA Tour wins in a season, and to do it this early on is incredible, and to do it at this golf course. I mean, talk about the history of Riviera as a golf course, the history of Tiger Woods as a player, those two combined in this tournament, it's a pretty big deal. And as a historian of the game, to be able to win a tournament hosted by Tiger and the one hosted by Jack as well, it's pretty incredible. So all of that combined, made me a little bit nervous. But the blessing that kids can be, and they are obviously in many ways, but the fact that I get home, Kepa sees me, right? And Echo can't really still move yet, but Kepa sees me, and all he cares about is dad and playing. So from 5 p.m. until he went down, 2.5 hours, I completely forget about what's going on and would have done what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. And if I get back home on time today, it'll be the same thing. It's so much joy that comes from being with him and from him just having fun that makes an everyday life so much easier for at least for somebody like me. Ever since they came along, going home after a golf tournament and a golf round is a lot easier just because of things like that. I mean, I was playing with his drugs, I'm feeding him, we're doing this, doing that. We showered together, put him down. Just all those moments where he's smiling and so happy is so heartwarming that what happens in the golf course kind of seems, it's very minimized, right? It's not nearly as satisfying as that is.
We'll get that microphone to Dylan right there, but we'll go with Jeff over here on the right.
Jon, you had a couple momentum swings today. A great shot on 8. You open up a lead. Then 10, things kind of went another way in 13. Can you just take us through what your thinking is on number 10 and then also on number 13 tee? Not to dwell on the negative, but kind of what your approach is and sort of what went right and what went wrong.
I mean, those are important moments in the round. 10, where the pin is right there, if you go right, you better, or towards the pin or towards the right bunker, you better hit it far enough to end up on the upslope to have a chance. So I bailed out, obviously, turned it, the wind took it, and ended up on the left rough, which is basically a toss-up, if you have a shot or not. I had a shot at the green, but not, best shot, I would have been able to leave it 35 feet short, and that's a very narrow margin, right? If I hit it too hard, I end up on the right bunker on the downslope, no shot. If I hit it soft, I have a chance. Ended up in a really tight lie, tried to get aggressive with it, and, just didn't quite catch it. The end spin ended up in the bunker, and in my mind, I think that bunker shot is going to be a severely understated bunker shot, because it's so freaking hard, and to hit it at 5 feet was such a good shot and then make the putt, right? Minimizing the damage was the most important thing, especially after Max made it. So the main thing I can say, is 12. I played tee to green the hole perfectly, and then I hit 2 terrible putts. There's no other way to say it. Both of them were abysmal, followed by not my best tee shot, but, this moments of luck during the round. Caught a good bounce, ended up on a lower area. Not a great angle to the green, but it was a clean lie and hit a great 6-iron. That two putt was big. Made 2 free putts, to hit that length of putt and get it to pin high just a foot past it, and then make the 4-footer was big, because kind of gave me confidence back into my stroke, which after making a couple bad ones on 12 was a little shaky, obviously. And then, what else to say about what happened after, right? Played really solid 5 holes.
Go Dylan, Dan, and then Doug.
Jon, it sounds like you're getting back to world number 1 with this win. I know you feel like you've been playing the best golf in the world, but how validating is that?
If I were not to get, I don't know, if I don't get to number 1 at this point, I don't really care. I've won 5 out of my last 9 starts, haven't finished worse than top 7th, and I've won 3 tournaments already. I don't need a ranking to tell me to validate anything, right? Having the best season of my life, and hopefully I can keep it going. That's, I said it before, for the ranking to be accurate, we're going to have to wait about a year and a half for all those points to kind of, I don't know if recycle is the right word, but, for the people that earn points before they change the system to, for everything to even out. But I'm also right on what I said earlier on the year. This is if I get to number 1, I'm the 3rd player to be number 1 in the world in, just over a month and a half. So, there's the beauty of the year that we're living right now. It's exciting for us to play and exciting for the golf fans, because things like this can happen.
Okay, we'll go Dan, Doug, and then we'll get a mic to Ryan in the back.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't prepare any differently for a week like this, but coming down the stretch with the crowds and with Tiger's presence here, and did this closing out this tournament, did it feel, I don't know if bigger is the right word, but did it feel elevated?
Listen, there's very few tournaments that didn't need to be designated or elevated. Last week was one of them. It didn't need to be to feel any more, right? Last week was one of them, and this one is another one. This tournament has had a stellar field for a very long time, and the fact that the purse is bigger maybe made some couple more players try to show up and play, I guess. But it's always a really big deal. It's always been a tournament I wanted to win. This to be able to call yourself a champion out here it's at least in my mind a big deal. And I guess when we're out there competing, coming down the stretch, every tournament feels the same, right? It's the same intensity. It's just a really freaking difficult golf course out there. That's what makes it even more tense.
Go Doug and then Ryan.
If I missed this, Jon, I'm sorry, but what club did you hit on 16 off the tee?
8-iron.
Look good all the way.
If they heard my reaction on camera, you'll be able to know, because that was probably the best swing of the week.
Okay.
Sorry.
And secondly, if you go back, you can't win every week, although I'm starting to doubt it, but if you go back to last summer, through the majors, probably PGA through maybe the Tour Championship, not your best stretch of golf, what are you doing now that you weren't doing then? And what was the level of frustration, if there was any, back then?
No, I wouldn't say there was much frustration. Obviously, you want to see results, but I think I've said multiple times, I haven't really done anything different. I kept on working on some things that I knew I needed to work on, and kept on focusing on the day-to-day grind with with focus on the future, then knowing that doing the little things right for a long time will eventually pay off. And even on the playoffs, listen, it wasn't my best golf, but I did good in Memphis. I think I finished top 5. I did good in BMW, got close to top 5, and East Lake I didn't do my best, but I was already showing signs of better golf. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I was too frustrated. I think the only thing that's better, I've been making more putts, and my wedge game has gotten a little bit better, which has allowed me to have better looks as well, right? So it's a combination of things, but I'm talking about such a small difference. And I felt like I was playing good enough to shoot the scores that I knew I could shoot. It just wasn't happening. And after the Sunday on Wentworth, everything just kind of has seemed to unfold in that way, right, when I'm shooting the scores that I knew I was capable of. And I felt like I was playing like.
We'll go Ryan in the back and then to Bob in the middle.
Hey, Jon, growing up watching Tiger, was there anything about his game or mentality that you particularly admired or tried to adopt into your own kind of on-course persona?
Admire all of it, every single aspect of his game and mentality. It's, if you ever sit down, because I know we talk about greatness and all that, if somebody ever sits down and you start seeing stats that man has been able to accomplish, you would be amazed at all the things he's been able to do, right? It's pretty incredible to see that career, and that's why I say pretty much everything. But I think the number one attribute is, for better part of 15 years, and even in 2019, he just seemed to have the ability to make the putts that he needed to make when he needed to make them on that back nine, right? Just when he had to make that par putt and he had to make that shot or whatever, or give himself a chance, he did. No matter what. It's the same ability that some great other athletes have been able to have, right? I mean, MJ was famous for, no matter what, I'm taking the last shot, and he made a lot of them. Same with Kobe, same with LeBron, same with Brady down the stretch, same with many athletes, right? And that's what I think makes the greatest, and the really good players, right? Just being able to do what you need at those times. I could go on and on about this, obviously, because I'm a huge fan of Tiger's, but throughout his career, from when he started till now, he's been able to make those putts.
We'll go to Bob in the middle, and we'll get that other microphone to Sean on the left over here.
Yeah, Jon, as you know, it's not that easy to dominate at this day and time with all the great players in the world. But you're on a pretty good run here, and I'm wondering if it gives you any sense or appreciation for the type of stuff that Tiger did used to do, when he was, kind of doing things that were seeming like winning all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very thankful to be doing this for the first time. How many times had he done this at the age of 28? It's absolutely incredible. I think he was able to win 3 in a row 14 times, if I'm correct. He had how many seasons with 5+ wins? Between 99 and 2000, he had, I think it was 17 wins, 4 majors. That is alone better than 99.9% of any professional's career ever. I mean, it's pretty incredible, and I've been able to match a very small aspect of it, and hopefully I can keep doing a lot of great things this year to put my name up there to one of his years. But the fact that he was able to do it year after year after year, including swing changes and golf style changes, is pretty remarkable. Again, I've been able to appreciate Tiger for a very long time and admire him, but it's taken me 6 years as a professional to get to this point. To see that he did it so quickly and so many times is really remarkable.
Go to Sean, and then we'll move that mic to Kevin.
The fist pump after you tap in on 18. What's going through your mind of such a back and forth battle in front of large, vociferous crowd?
So I missed the first part. What'd you say?
What's going through your mind after you tap in on 18? The tap in, just after finishing off such a back and forth, showdown with Max.
Well, at that moment, not much, honestly. I mean, kind of relieved that it's over, even though I had a good couple minutes to kind of digest that it was over. I don't know, at that moment I'm just thankful that I have basically 2 putts from 2 feet to be able to win the tournament.
And then Kevin in the front left here.
Jon, I heard you say that you were a little bit nervous last night and that playing with your kids kind of helped you settle down and stuff. Could you talk a little bit about that? What is it about it that sort of brings you peace?
I mean, it's the fact that they don't care, nor should they, right? When I walk through the door, I'm dad, period. And it's a good way to put some perspective in me. You know, I'm a good golfer, but I strive to be an even better dad, husband, and friend. And that's priority to me. So that's why when I get home, it makes things a lot easier. I don't know. It's just, it's an on and off, right? I get there and let's say golf mode is off and I'm dad, which I'm much happier being dad. It's a lot less stressful. And for now, it's a lot less stressful, right? Just going out, you know, following after him, running around, playing. It's so rewarding. It's like a natural recharge for my brain and myself. I don't know. It just makes me so happy that puts me, like I said, in a really good spot and gives me a lot of perspective, right, of what really matters.
Okay, everybody, thank you. We're just going to do a couple of answers in Spanish for our international partners, and then we'll wrap up. Jon, if you could just answer in Spanish and just give us sort of a little bit of a feel of what that was like, especially on the back nine of this really interesting day today.
Un día estresante, ¿no? Un gran día en el que juego muy bien a golf. Los primeros 9 hoyos he jugado de maravilla. Ojalá me gustaría haber metido un par de putts más, ¿no? Pero una pena que el del 10 al 12 no los haya podido jugar bajo par, ¿no? Si lo hago bajo par como he hecho el resto de los días hubiese sido mucho más fácil los últimos hoyos, pero muy orgulloso de cómo he conseguido darle la vuelta a una situación mala y terminar los últimos 6 hoyos 2 bajo par, ¿no? Que sabía que si lo hacía sin errores, si hacía pares y algún birdie terminaba bajo par, esos hoyos sabía que iba a ganar o me iba a dar opciones y gracias a Dios con algún error de algún otro he conseguido hacer lo que yo debía y he acabado con la victoria. La verdad que ser campeón esta semana en un torneo como este, con esta historia y la historia de Tiger, ¿no? como golfista es increíble. Así que una más para España y espero que vengan muchas más.
The number one is significant today, obviously winning, moving to number one in the world, number one in the FedEx Cup, and also becoming the first Spaniard to win the Genesis Invitational. That must be awfully satisfying, but how satisfying was it for having Tiger hand you that trophy?
Joder, el volver a llegar a número 1, un honor, y era hora. Y ganar en este campo es increíble, ¿no? Algo que ningún gran español puede hacer, ni Tiger, ni Arnie, ni Jack, que no ganen ellos en algo así es increíble, ¿no? Poder hacer algo que ninguno de los grandes de este deporte ha hecho es todo un honor. Y la verdad que no sé cómo explicar lo bonita que ha sido la semana, lo bonito que ha sido el día de hoy, lo divertido que ha sido, ¿no? Aunque sea estresante, es muy emotivo y que Tiger te declare como campeón de su torneo es un honor. Ya le he dicho en plan broma que siga siendo él el que se encargue de torneos porque ya he ganado 2 y en el otro que jugué cuando en mi primer torneo profesional casi lo gané, así que algo tiene que Tiger esté aquí para que yo pueda jugar bien y ganarlo.
All right, we appreciate your time as always, and congratulations. Congratulations on being the 2023 Genesis Invitational champion.
Thank you.